You're listening to Small Business in Small Bites, a podcast designed to help you better understand your customers, your business, and even yourself one easily digestible idea at a time. Now here's John Preston.
I want to share a story with you today that I think makes a very strong point about one of the things that stops a lot of small businesses from growing: the inability to make a decision. I recently decided to move into a new office just right across the hall from my current one. And I've got a friend who does a little interior designing. So I called her up and I was like, hey, can you take a look at this office and tell me what I need to do to it to make it look really sharp? So she came over and she looked around at it and she started saying things like accent wall and complementary colors and shades of green and shading and lighting. And she just kept talking about all this stuff about a field I knew nothing about. And she kept asking me to make a decision. What color do you want it? How do you want to do this? Which one of these walls do you want to paint? Et cetera, et cetera. After a couple of minutes, I was paralyzed. What I really wanted to say was, forget it. I'm just not going to move. Or I'll just leave it the way it is. And what I realized is that's the way a lot of small businesses feel when you start talking about marketing and advertising. They hear all these people talk about their products and they hear different things, and it all sounds good, but who am I to make a decision about such things? Who am I to make a decision about what's best for my business in a field I don't understand? And as a result, far too many business owners choose to simply do nothing or to do the thing that's the cheapest and poses the least amount of risk. And what happens is the moment you make that decision, you paralyze your company. The Small Business Association of America says that if your business is going to be healthy, you need to spend between 5 and 8% of your total revenue, not your profit, but your total revenue, on marketing. It also goes on to say that if you're a startup business or you're trying to grow, you need to be spending up to 20% of your total revenue on marketing. And business owners know that. They know they have to reach customers. But when they start thinking about it, they do not have the confidence in their own ability to make a decision. Like, I wasn't confident to pick a color for my office. I didn't know anything about colors. So I ended up having her pick it for me. Well, in the advertising world, you can't always have somebody else pick what you want to do. So you have to be able to do this. Now, I just want to say this, and this is so important. In most cases, not making a decision is a decision. And it's a decision which can paralyze your growth and paralyze your company. I'll give you an example. 4 years ago, I met with an appliance store. And I was talking about the particular product I was there about. And they loved it. They absolutely loved it. And they were telling me about how their industry was changing so much and everything. And they never advertised. They never had to advertise, is what they said. They never had to advertise. But they knew they were going to have to do something. And so they liked the product and they said, let us think about it. And then I came back in, a little bit later and they decided, well, we're not going to do anything now. And then 4 years come and go. And the next thing I know, I hear they're shutting their doors. That happens over and over and over and over again in the business world. They were afraid of making the wrong decision. And so they chose not to make any decision. And this is what happened. Their business went out. You see it play out. You see it in your community. You see it in every community out there. I guess here's what I would have to say about that. In the world of marketing and advertising, if you find something you like and it makes sense to you, do it. Because not doing it and not making a decision will often have far worse implications in the long run than making the wrong decision. Just make a decision and stick with it, and you'll see amazing things start to happen.